Good morning. I'm late. It's okay. No kitty. Waiting for my friends. Settling in. It's all going to be okay, even though I have a cat attacking my feet. Stop it. Stop it. It's going to be a long day. I see too. I'm sorry I'm late. Just a couple minutes. It's been a long night. It's been a long morning. And I have a cat that's harassing me. And so, hi, Wendy. I made it. I couldn't stick around long this morning in Coffee and Conversation because I literally woke up at 20 after 8 today. I never do that. Let me know if you can hear me. Caleb borrowed my earbuds yesterday. I just remembered that he never gave them back. So I don't have a microphone available other than the phone mic. So as long as I've got it positioned right, you'll be able to hear me. It should be okay. Hi, Julie. Thank you for popping in. Thank you for popping in, Linda. Good morning. You were making your tea. That's how bad it is for me. I have not even had my tea. So have patience with me. The kids keep me up really late and it gets me all messed up in the morning. So I woke up at 20 after 8 this morning. Took me a little while to get myself even in the shower. I just dried my hair. It's not even dry yet. You can see what a mess I am this morning. So we're going to the playground. Little kids don't care. We don't care what we look like in the morning, right? So let's just go have some fun and not worry about it. Good. I'm glad you can hear me. I'm going to try. Hi, Belinda. I'm going to try to save this to my page too real quick so that if I can figure it out so that some other people can find me. Other than that, how is it in your neck of the woods? I have here in the mountains. It's a little bit cooler today, which is great. It's been like close to 90. I think today is going to be the low 80s, and there's bright sunshine. There's blue skies, the green, and a cat attacking my feet because she's still mad because there's still dogs in the house. So she is taking it out on my feet right now. She's really angry. If I squeal, if I get upset about anything, it's because my toes are being chewed off. I'm not going to worry about that tablet. We'll share it later. It's fun to come here to Enlighten Living, to share with whoever is used to coming here anyway. It's okay. It's like this little cute support group every day that all goes and meets at the playground. So I don't really worry too much about sharing in the morning. It's not about numbers. It's about the quality, right? And the quality of this group is awesome. Mary Ann, thank you for popping in. Gorgeous there. Good. Excellent. Charles Coots, I think I see you. Yep, I do. Thank you for popping in. Big breath, big collective breath. The world is a crazy place. I try not to look at the news too much in the morning. I did a little bit this morning. I don't know how many of you popped in on the show last night with Caleb. It was an interesting perspective. It was not, I had no idea where the conversation was going to go, as usual. It's the same in the morning. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants most of the time. I had thought that we would have another person on with us, and he is in South Africa. It was 3 a.m. for him, and he totally slept through his alarm. So I'm going to see if I can get him on Silent Mystic so we can get him on at a better time of the day, because he's a very interesting person, extremely interesting. So we'll try that again. But I was so glad. I believe in divine timing, and I believe that, what does that say? And I believe that last night was meant to be Caleb's night. He hasn't been putting himself out into the world a whole lot lately. So I think it's important, at least not on here. He's been getting out in the world, but he hasn't been coming on here. And I kind of miss his presence. I don't know about you guys, but there's an inner wisdom in these kids, and he is a very old soul. And when he allows us to hear what's going on in that head of his, it gives us a better picture of what's going on with that generation. You know, where are they? What are they thinking? He's quite, I thought the bear was out there for a second. Sorry. That bear, he likes to walk by when I'm live and distract me. He goes right down. The road is right in front of my house, and it's just a little slow road. You know, it's like a dead end. And I'll be on live, and all of a sudden, there goes a bear. I can't get used to it. I don't really want to get used to it. I love the surprises that I've got living here in the mountains, these little animals. The other day there was a coyote that went running up the road. What else have I seen recently? We don't have any elk on this side. That would be cool. I'd love to see some elk over here. They're on the other side. They tend to stay over towards the North Carolina side, but I wouldn't mind it. They can show up if they want. Hi, Terry Angel. Thank you for joining me. I'm sorry I didn't stick around long in coffee and conversation. As I was just telling them, I always wake up at 7 or 7:30. My brain just says, ding, time to wake up. The kids have had me up and running so late at night that I woke up at 8:20 today, and I checked in with you guys, and then I was like, I gotta get in the shower. I'm not even anywhere near ready for the playground. So that's my story. I'm gonna be still for a second. Slow down, slow down. Sometimes you just gotta stop and breathe and relax and know it's okay. So I'm literally right now telling my ego to take a rest. It's okay. Take a rest. Let's move into that higher self land so we can be calm. I love, isn't it interesting, Terry? It's interesting how you pop up as Terry, and then the next time you pop up as Enlightened Living. I don't understand why it works that way, but it gets confusing to people. We need to talk to Facebook about that. All right. So where are we today? What's going on with you? What do you feel? Do you have any squeaky wheels? Do you have any adventures you'd like to take? I need to slow down. I haven't, because I was running and I had a lot of people after me this morning and a cat attacking me the whole morning. I'm taking a few minutes. I've only been awake for an hour, literally an hour and 10 minutes. So I need to slow down and get myself put together and see where we are and what we want to talk about today. Do we have a John here today too? I see it. Hi, John. I'm in a pretty good place today. I feel like we've come through some difficult times and we're making progress. When I look at the news, I try not to look at the news too often, but when I look at the news, I can see where these kids are making a difference, where adults, where people are coming together, they're changing. Everything's changing. It's wild how fast we're seeing changes. So these titles, these Confederate titles, these I always play, because I'm such a Libra, I always have a balance. I always have to create balance in everything that I think about. And so while I want to see, I saw today that they're talking about making the KKK a terrorist organization. And I think, man, it's about time. Man, it's about time. That organization has been doing atrocities for so long. That's how they were created. And they're all about hate and creating separation and creating these horrible things that happen underneath the surface. Of course they're terrorists. They've always been terrorists. So it's about time to call them exactly what they are. And I don't know, not everybody will agree with me on that, but I really feel it's truth. It was created out of hate and judgment and separation. And those organizations, the energy is so strong that I can hardly talk through that. Those organizations, they need to be called exactly what they are, and it's time for them to come to an end. So I am so proud of our country right now for what's going on. Changes are coming about in massive, huge, incredible ways. So that's kind of where we went last night with Caleb. Caleb is super intelligent. He is the voice of, I feel as if he needs to come back into the world. He's been hiding long enough. His voice needs to be heard for these people, these young people. They don't always listen to those of us who are older. They often don't. They're here with their own agenda. And so to be able to put someone like that out there and listen to the way that his brain works and to know that he is such an incredible writer from such a young age and that he is here for that purpose, to be a voice for the young people, to stand up and speak, say, we're different. We're here, we're different, and we were made this way for a reason. And we're coming out into the world, and we're ready to make changes. And I am just, once again, as I was so, I don't want to say happy, but thankful that I could be a part of the movement as far as this virus and people being grounded and making changes and growing on a spiritual level. I'm so proud to be able to be the witness to these kids coming out to finally say, you know, we're here for a reason. We're not just this generation that is a bunch of troublemakers and, you know, video game players. We have a voice. We're here for a purpose, and I'm proud to be a part of that. If only to be the parent of some of those kids. I'm just so thankful for this opportunity. So I had to say that. Sharon Boyle, thank you for popping in. Gotta go do jobs, so we'll listen. Okay, just listen. It's okay. Whatever you gotta do is fine. So, is it, yes, Wendy, it's happening all around the globe, which is so incredible to see this. It's not just some little thing anymore. It's not just our nation is fighting something anymore. The world, the borders, the walls are coming down. Can you see that? Where we're suddenly remembering how connected we are, that we're all connected, we're all one. We all come from the same source. We have to be here for each other. We need to support each other. We need to stop the separation. Politics, to me, people are like, well, are you Democrat or Republican? I'm like, I am a human. I'm a human, and I support humanity in whatever way seems right and whole and good and out of love. That's what I am. I don't believe in political parties. I will support the candidate that I believe is going to do the job to take care of humanity, to do what's right, to pull us back together. That's who I will support. But I no longer want to be called left, right, Republican, Democrat, American, Mexican, whatever, African, whatever. I don't want us to be called that anymore. I just want us to be the human race, and I want us to support one another and love one another through this stuff. There is enough to go around. We don't have to be so selfish. So that's where I stand. I don't know about you guys, but that's me, and I don't always make people happy when I talk that way. Sometimes people are like, you got to take a side. No, I don't want to take a side. My kids are teaching me that. When they have their arguments, when they have their little battles, and they choose to team up with each other and take sides, and they want me to take a side, and they get angry with me because I'm still talking to both parties, and I'm like, I'm not going to take a side here. I'm not going to choose one over the other. I can see where there is truth in both of you and both stands that you have, and I would like to put my focus on what's right and what's good and not look at and I don't want to get pulled into all the mud and the muck. So that's where I am today. Where are you guys? How are you feeling about the world? Tell me a little bit. I'm watching for you. I really love to be able to communicate with this little tribe because it pulls me away from all of the atrocities and the scary stuff that's happening in the world. We can pull back. We're here together. We were brought together for a reason, right? And there's all these people that want to choose all the different stuff in the world, and yet more and more of us are waking up to the truth. We're coming together in love. We may not always agree, and that's okay. We have the ability to agree to disagree and to keep moving forward and say, you know what, we can find common ground in everything. So maybe it's time for all of us to stop just sitting back and letting other people do that kind of work. Sometimes we can't. I think Caleb was right in that last night. He was so on point that I do believe in solitude. I do believe in the power of energy and creating an energy on the earth of love. That is so incredibly powerful. And I also believe that sometimes we have to go into action. We have to get the trash bags out, and we have to go collect up the garbage, and we have to work to save the oceans, and we have to work to save the animals, and we have to stand up for what's right, and sometimes we have to get that sign and stand out on the street corner. Say, we're done with hate. We're done with judgment. We're done with all of this choosing sides and hurting one another. We're done with it. I will say this. The one thing that I will stand up against on both sides is hurting each other, is grouping a whole bunch of people into one and saying all police officers are bad, all blacks are bad, all whites are bad, all whatever. No. No generalizing. There are very good people that go into the police force. There are very good people that are every skin tone. There are very good people. We are all perfect soul. So I don't believe in generalizing. I'm not going to stand against a whole crowd of people that go into my oldest son wants to be a police officer. He's already applied. He is good. He wants to go into it for the right reasons. And I know there are others that want to go into it for the right reasons. So I won't believe, and I won't allow in my world, my children to say, well, I'm going to go hurt a policeman because this person died. Well, you can't randomly hurt a human being that might have nothing to do with what happened because of something else. That is just as bad. No hate for hate. We love ourselves through this. We've got to love ourselves. So I've had long talks with them. Sometimes they get a little heated. Sometimes our debates are a little heated. But truly, we can't keep separating. As a human race, we have to love each other through this. And my gosh, so many times I've needed someone to come help me, and a police officer showed up to help me. And so I won't choose sides. My stance is love always. And I don't condone police officers being hateful and mean to anyone, over the top. Giving a police officer a gun, a human being, and saying, who is already a racist, and saying, here's a gun, here's a badge, go to work. I don't believe that either. So it's all very complicated, isn't it? It's the end of all of this is we all wake up. We all wake up to the truth of who we are. That is the solution to every problem. So we continue, all of us continue to do the work that we're doing, to raise the vibration, to keep our personal vibrations high, so that as we're walking through the world, others will resonate. Their hearts resonate with us. They say, wait, stop. I see things differently than I ever used to. We're all evolving. We're all changing. And isn't it incredible? I always go back to me personally. I look back at my memories. I look back at 3 months ago where I was. We can evolve so quickly. And our stand, those things that we believe in, can always change if we'll allow it. So as Esther Hicks says, a belief is only something you've heard and repeated to yourself so many times that it's become your truth. We can always say, the greatest thing that I ever did was one day I said, you know what? I don't know what I believe. I got to drop it all. I got to lay it all down, all like a big puzzle. I'm going to throw all the pieces on the ground. And then I'm slowly going to pick those pieces back up. And I'm only going to pick up the pieces that feel like my truth. My truth. And my truth is different than your truth. Every one of us sees things through different eyes. We all have our own perspectives. And those perspectives are so incredibly important. It's so important for us each to be in our own truth, to be authentic to who we are, because we are the ones. Caleb has a different way of seeing things sometimes. And last night, as I was listening to him talk, mostly I was right there with him. A couple of times I was like, ooh, but it's okay, because he's here to do different work than me. He has a voice for young people. My voice might be for middle-aged. My voice might be for people who are in a totally different place. My job is different from his. I go to the playground. My job is to find people like that and give them a place to speak, to a sounding board, a healthy place to come to and share why they're here. So I'm glad he was on the show by himself last night. I'm going to come full circle back around to that. He wasn't sure what he wanted to talk about. He and I used to do shows together. Those of you who have been with me for a while, he and I, we shared a lot. When I took him to Boston, it was like, okay, we kind of became a team. We moved to the mountains for a few months together. We did a lot of things. At the same time, we did Kabam. We did Come Be Alive With Me, which was an incredible few months of just going out and having fun and enjoying life and revisiting these places in the mountains where Steve and I had spent so much time. It was a huge healing time. And so in all of that, he and I had a close relationship, along with the kids, my kids that went. He became my son, really. And then he started growing up, and like kids do, they grow away from you for a while, and they suddenly have to think for themselves, and they have to figure their own world out. And he's been doing that for a couple of years, where he pulled away And he started really went back to college, really started working on his truth. He let go of my truth. And he started working on his own. He threw his own puzzle pieces down. And he started picking up what he believed in. And he's still working on that. And I'm proud of him for doing that. For not trying to just stand in somebody else's shadow. He's finding his own light. So that's where my thinking is. I see you guys have actually replied and I wasn't seeing it. Let's see if I can go back. Terry, agree, Diana. Time for hate to go. Exactly. Let's see. Good morning, Marianne. Linda, my son led a walkout in high school because they were going to take away classes like music, art, etc. Over 3,000 followed him. That is incredible, Linda. You've raised a son that's ready and willing to stand up for what's right. It's incredible. Charles, this moment is real. The past is an illusion. You're right. All we really got right now is this moment, don't we, Charles? I'm right there with you. We think that we got so much in the future and so much in the past, and all we really got is right now. So thank you for the reminder. Live in the moment. Linda, I was so proud. He also spoke at the school board meeting and shamed them. You could hear a pin drop. Ooh, that's a powerful boy right there. He's got some things to do on the planet, doesn't he? Let's see. Gabby Forrester, thank you for popping in. 3 months ago, I didn't even have a nightlight on. Oh, as far as your spirit, isn't that funny how we are so fast these days? It used to take us a while. I remember when I first got my wake-up call, man, I was in my early 40s, and I was like 41 and a half because Abby was still a baby. It was when I got out of that first marriage. It was like something in me I was just this housewife that was miserable and mistreated and doing the best I could to make sure my kids had what they needed and to protect them from their father. That was my whole job. And one day I just woke up. It was literally, I heard the voice of my spirit guide, and it was like, ding, wake up call. And I was really alone in it. I had no idea. What is this? Why do I feel this in my heart? What is this strong energy? It was so confusing, and I didn't even know the empaths were real. And I didn't know, I had no idea that I was highly sensitive. I was just completely different than I am now. And yet, I woke up and I started to change. And then when Steve died, I went into hyper mode. I went flying. I just went flying. And I think that you're going through the same thing, Charles. It's like when we have these hugely traumatic events like the loss of a loved one, many of us, we don't take it slow. we didn't come here to be slow. We came here to really make a difference. And so we take off, and right now in the energy that we're in, so many are waking up, and they're expanding and growing in leaps and bounds so fast because it's wake up time. We might have been able to take it slow and easy 10 years ago. We can't anymore. The world is coming to a huge change, a huge transition. And we need all of these light workers, all of these people that came here, these souls that are here to help this transition along. And we can't sit there and be asleep anymore. Wake up, wake up. They're getting this, literally just shaking them. Wake up, you gotta wake up, you gotta wake up. Wake up, please, we need you now. We need all of this energy. We all are so joined. This beautiful grid, I've talked about it before. Terry, you've talked about it. This grid around the planet. We know that we're connected. We sense it. We feel it. And each one of us has been placed in a certain place on the planet, like this cell tower, receiving tower, transmitting tower. And it goes really deep, but we're here. We're awake, and we've all volunteered for this. And so those people that have volunteered that are still living deeply in their humanity in the 3D environment, when they do get that wake-up call, which we're giving to them, when they do get that wake-up call, they go into hyperspeed mode. They are waking up so fast, so much faster than we used to 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. I don't know if you're sensing the same thing, but I sure am. So it gives me hope. It gives me hope that, well, like I said earlier, the end of all of this is that we all wake up. Those of us who are meant to be here. Those who can't wake up, they're going to die. They're going to carry that same energy into, and they're going to end. Their life is going to come to an end. They can't evolve. So somehow It's just gonna, in order for them to evolve, they're gonna have to step out of the physical. And when they step out of the physical, they're gonna go bing, eyes wide open. Now I know what I came here for. And if they're light workers, they're still gonna keep on working. Death doesn't stop us from working. We are the volunteers. We are workaholics. Nothing's going to stop us from working. Just like sleep doesn't stop us, death is not going to stop us from doing our job. It's going to actually throw us into, those who can't, throw them into that hyper speed mode where they're suddenly just doing what they are meant to do. So that's my take on it. Thank you, Terry. She said it was an awesome show. I didn't have any idea where it was going, and I'm so thankful that it went in the direction that it went, because I feel like there was some very important things brought forth. And so I'm really grateful to Caleb for coming through and doing that show with me. And I hope people pick him up. I want to see this be his opening back into the world to share his voice. So I hope people will say, hey Caleb, I'd love to have you on my show. So anyone that's watching this, message him. He's awesome. Let's see. EWN is doing the crystalline grid healing again this morning, or this month. Great. That crystalline healing grid. I'm just intrigued. I'll probably show up for that one if I can. I got a lot going on, but I'll sure try, because if I can't, it'll be the replay. I'm really into that stuff, because the one part of me is looking at the things that are going on and these kids standing up, and the other part of me is, I can't wait until kids don't have to stand up and do this and put their lives on the line. There's a lot of violence and scary stuff going on too. So I can't wait until we don't have to have division anymore, that we can stand together and realize that we're all one, we're all connected. That's my goal. It's almost 10 o'clock. I got 10 people on here. 1010 is one of my favorite numbers. I got that little secret that I've been kind of popping around. The whole date 10/10/2020 feels like a really powerful date to me. We're in a powerful ceremony. Hint, hint. What else? Where would we like to go today? How many of you have this part of you that is feeling kind of injured, kind of sad for what's going on in the world, maybe a little scared, maybe needs some comfort today? I think it's a good day to bring comfort into the room. So we're calling in archangels. We're calling in, we want protection. We want to feel safe. I love Archangel Michael. I love it when can you hear how my voice changes? So sweet. I know he's powerful and he's good, and yet that sense of protection feels to me like being wrapped up in a big old quilt. So I like that feeling. So thank you. Let's allow that comfort to come into the space. Let's feel safe. All the archangels, you call in. I want you to learn to call in your team. Who would you like to call into this space? Anyone that is here for our highest of good. You get to join me in this meditation today. If there is someone that you're close to that has passed, that you'd like to just sit in their energy, sit with them for a little bit, let's be like the little child. Let's believe that all things are possible, that we can have Raphael. Of course we want Raphael. We love that healing energy. Bring it. Thank you, Linda. I felt that too when you said that. Steve, if he's not too busy, he's always my go-to. I love it when he joins me. Yeah, that was good. He likes that invitation. Yeah, come in. He's got a different energy right now. It's like, yeah, I'll come in, babe. I'll come in. It's like he's in his sweet mode. I'm here. Sometimes he comes in like Batman. Sometimes he comes in like the angel energy. That's what it feels like. It's like, here I am. Very sweet. Who would you like to sit with? I love it when the grandmas come in. My grandmother, I sense her. Who would you like to have? I called my cousin Bobby past 2 months ago. Oh, lung cancer. That's so sad, Julie. See if he wants to join us. You can call him. You can call your own Holy Spirit higher self. I'm going to allow mine, who is already very present, to take over the show. So my ego is going to go take a rest. My ego is my little child. My ego is the one that can go take a nice rest right now. She likes to go lay down. I always picture her in a planetarium when she does that. So how about your little children come into the room? And we're going to put them back in the planetarium again, except it's not the kind of planetarium that you would think of. Let's put them really into the stars again. They did this yesterday and they loved it so much. And my little girl was like, can we go back to the stars? Yeah. Let's gather the children today at the playground. Bring them in. They can just lay down on the grass today in the middle of the field. It's very comfortable there. The grass feels cool. We can hear the water flowing nearby. Bring them in and have them just kind of lay right out on the grass. I feel you. Oh, you cuties. Just a minute. I'm feeling some energy out. Take a big breath. Breathe in deeply into your heart space. Feels better. We got some heaviness on the chest today. I don't know who that is. We're going to work on that today. We're going to work on releasing some heavy energy. There's a lot of heavy energy on the planet collectively. Each one of us is feeling it. We may have some heaviness. I feel a little bit like crying. So if you're sad, you're having a hard time, then let's kind of work on lifting that energy off of you a little bit today, making your load a little bit lighter. So those little children, they're all laying out in a big circle right now in the grass. And as they're all happily laid out looking at the sky, they see blue, they see clouds. It's a beautiful day. And we're going to ask that angels surround them, that they lift each one of them up. As you're sitting there, just breathe in deeply. That air, that prana energy that's around us right now, we breathe that in, and as we're breathing that deeply, the more we allow, the more we let go of this heaviness that's on us, the higher those little ones are going to go. Let's see how high we can get them. Let's see if we can get them up to the sun. Well, not to the sun, that's hot. Up to the moon and the stars. How's that? Let's send them up. They want to see those dark skies. They want to hear the silence of no humanity. When they get up there, it's going to be completely silent and peaceful, and they can rest. So breathe deeply into your lungs, and every time you do that, let's watch them go a little higher. Nice. One more big breath, and then we're going to let them count the stars again. Beautiful. They're up there now. They're up there in the sky, way up beyond the clouds. They're looking at the stars, and they love to count the stars. So we're going to count down each one. Each one is looking at 10 stars, and they're going to count from 10 down. So count with me. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Just rest in that. Just be deeply, visualize the stars. Visualize the moon, how beautiful she is. And just rest there in peace. And as you're resting, you're receiving a clearing in your body, clearing out the energy that no longer serves you. So as you're completely relaxed, you can open up your hands and you can just release that energy, those things that no longer serve you. And we're asking Archangel Michael to come in and sever and release any cords or attachments. Anything that does not serve us can be released at this time. If there's any earthbound spirits around us that need to be crossed over, we ask that he would come in, sever those cords, and cross them over into the light. Allow them to get into healing. Any cords or attachments, I'm going to call the higher selves, my children, each one of them into the room, into the healing space. I want to see their little children join us in space and rest and relax. And Jim and Jim's son. Jim's son needs some extra energy, some extra clearing. So I'm calling him into this healing space. Sever and release any cords or attachments that bring darkness, that bring painful energy, keeping him in depression, keeping him sad, keeping him from feeling his own truth. I'd ask that those would be severed and released at this time with his permission, with his Father's permission. If you have anyone special that you'd like to pull into the healing circle, please do. And rest, be at peace. Nothing will ever be taken from you that is there for a good reason. It's only the stuff that you no longer need, and there's so many things that we don't need anymore. We can let them go. We ask for any contracts, any soul contracts that are no longer serving a purpose, to have them just ripped up. Rip them up. We're done with those. We can let those go. Take a big breath. All that air in your lungs, all that beautiful healing energy, that prana is keeping your little children up in the ethers, up in this space, and they're loving it there. And I feel that golden energy on the crown. It always feels like we're being given a crown, tiara, whatever you'd like to see on your head. So visualize it, feel that weight on your head right now. And the energy is coming down through your crown, through the center of your head, into your third eye, clearing away any blocks, cords, attachments as it goes, clearing away disease, going to every cell of your body. And there's energy right now going through the ears, which is different. Any healing in the ears, in that space, a clearing to allow us to hear spirit better. Excellent. I feel angels at the ears. It's like you're just sitting there and there's an angel at each ear whispering to you right now. Can you hear that? What messages do they have for you? And the energy's going down into the throat. Beautiful. If you need to stretch that throat space, make it big. Allow that energy into your spine nice and straight. Yawn if you need to. Let that energy fill your throat. Bringing in the voice of the Spirit, this calming voice that brings the sound of the angels through your vocal cords. Allow that to fill your vocal cords right now. There's a different energy going through me. It's literally going from down into the heart, down my arms and into my hands. And my hands they're like shaking almost. They feel like they're vibrating. That's really interesting. Healing energy going from the heart down into the hands. Incredible. Thank you. Thank you to our angels for bringing us to Source, to God, to Jesus, to whoever you call on, for this beautiful healing. And the heart is just so full right now. Beautiful. Breathe it in. Can you see your children looking at the stars? Are they enjoying that? What do they see? What kind of shapes? What can they make out in those stars as they connect the dots? Place them connect the dots for a few minutes as you rest. So warm right now. There's so much healing energy, so much angelic energy around us. I'm just cooking. I don't know about you. Somebody turn down the heat. And the energy is moving down into the belly, into your solar plexus. Beautiful. Clearing it away. Clutter, clutter, clutter. We don't need that clutter. Let's create space today. Let it go. Let it go. Those things that you're holding on to that you think are so important, maybe they're not. Pick them up. Hold them in your hand. Can you see yourself doing that? You're like, it's just taking up space. I'm going to let that go today. Let go of a few extra things today. Let them go and create space for newness. You won't lose anything important. You never lose love. Breathe deeply into the belly. Ah, good shift. That felt good. Somebody just released. Excellent. And down into the second. Let's clear away any old energy from past relationships right now. If there's something that you're holding there, we all know that we energetically in these relationships, we can carry the energy of others. I refuse to carry the energy there anymore of my first marriage. I ask to have that released. And if you have that going on inside of you, you can let it go. Let it go. Any relationships that did not serve you, you can sever and release in love. In love. We don't have to be hateful about it. Those relationships, they served me. But I no longer want to carry that energy. Down into the root chakra. Beautiful. Excellent. So much beautiful energy flowing. Such a beautiful release. And I feel it going down my legs, the backs of my legs. Interesting. All the way down. Down into the feet. Clearing away. Opening up those chakras in your feet and your hands right now. Open up your hands. Put your feet on the ground if you can. Let that energy flow. I see it just shooting out of your hands and your feet right now. You're like a superhero. This ray of light is just coming right on out of you. Any darkness that's still in you, any blocks, cords, attachments, anything like that is in that light. It's just shooting right out. And it goes down into the earth. And when it comes back up through your feet, which is doing very quickly. Excellent. It is pure golden white light. There's no darkness there anymore. And it's shooting right up into your feet, up your legs, up your thighs. It's hitting the base of your spine, that root chakra. And it's just blasting through. It's going very quickly now. Your energy is wide open. You're very, very clear. And like a rainbow, you're lighting up. I visualize it like Las Vegas sign. Bing, 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 bing. These lights are just lighting up. Maybe a Christmas tree. Whatever you'd like to see. You're lighting right up, and out of your head shoots this beautiful rainbow of love. And it's going to go all the way around the planet. Let's give this love out today. Let's share it. If you're feeling that energy in your hands, hold your hands up. Like you just let that energy flow to wherever it's needed. If you have somebody in particular you want it to go to, you can visualize them right now. Otherwise, just hold those hands up. I got mine way up in the sky. I want that energy to flow all around the earth. This beautiful grid. We're also connected. We can feel this. Visualize the golden threads that connect each one of us together. And that beautiful energy is just pumping through those golden threads, like an umbilical cord almost, to whoever needs it right now. Visualize whoever it is that you'd like to send that energy to. And I want to send it to the earth. I want this energy to feel, to go around the earth, to heal, to bring peace, to bring about a community of humanity, of realizing the truth of who we are. And it's so powerful. You are so powerful. When we gather like this, it can be a small group and there's so much power in it. And making your stand. And that energy going through my hands is just incredible. I hope you're feeling that vibration, that high vibration that you're filled with. Wonder Woman. We're literally doing the Wonder Woman right now. Superman. If you're a guy, it's okay. All right, so let's, those little children, they've had a good rest. They've been loving the moon and the stars, and we're going to bring them back. And as they leave that beautiful space that they're in, hi, Alyssa, they're grabbing onto a piece of a star that's floating by them. Grab onto that. Can you grab something as you leave so that you can bring it back? Those little children want to bring a gift back to us. So each one comes back with a piece of space. And as they're coming back into that field of green, call them in. Give them the, come on back, come on back. Within you is the perfect resting place. So they're coming in right now. They're climbing back into that heart space with that little gift they brought you. Yeah, I see them coming to you holding your gift. That's beautiful. And they've pulled right back into the heart space, safe and sound. And we're asking Archangel Michael to seal this all up, to create a beautiful bubble around you so that you're safe as you go out into the world. You can shine your light within that bubble. It's okay. You don't have to hide your light anymore. You can let it shine. Just remember to continue to ask the archangels, Archangel Michael, to create a safe space for you by giving you this solid, impermeable bubble around you so that whatever comes at you, it just bounces off. There's no negative energy that can enter that bubble. And you can shine brightly from within. And your child is safe within you and happy and content and thanking you for this playtime. And I'm so thankful to the archangels, to each one of your team members, your ancestors, your loved ones that joined us here this morning. I'm thankful to Source for bringing this beautiful energy. It's still just rolling and it's so beautiful. And you all are so incredible. Thank you for joining me and sharing your energy. Wendy, what was your gift? Let me see. I got to catch up on your comments. I hope that you're feeling at peace right now. Let's see what you got going on. Julie at 50. That's really rough that your cousin died at 50 of lung cancer. Steve was 52, so I know that well. A daisy chain. Wow, very beautiful, Wendy. I love daisies. Wendy, I see the fleeting pictures the whole time that flashes in my mind's eye. That's excellent. Your third eye is becoming so active. And it's fun. I think that that's the reminder, too, is that when we're doing these visualizations, it's going into that imagination and then just letting it flow like a child. You don't need to try to figure it out. We so often get hung up in trying to figure out where our gifts come from, how to get our gifts, how to make them come in, what are we doing wrong, what do we got to do? That's all ego. The child in us already knows how to do these things. The child in us is wide open. There's nothing that, it's just a childlike imagination. It's like, oh, yeah, I did feel something at my ears when she said that. What was that? Can I hear something? What am I hearing? Can I pick up a piece of a star, bring it back? Can I create a chain of daisies to bring back into myself? Is there something that it's just so beautiful when you, can I call in a loved one? Of course you can. Of course I can. I'm powerful. Do you remember what we talked about yesterday, affirmations? Just keep talking nice to yourself all the time. That little child inside of you loves to hear your voice. It's not just whispering. It's not just talking in my head. I got to get it out of my head. So I'm going to speak affirmations. And as I'm speaking affirmations, that child is like, hey, thank you for telling me about this. Thank you. Your body is always listening to you. You keep telling your body it's strong. You are strong. You are healthy. You are good. You're taking such good care of me. Anything like that. And it's so powerful. So I hope you're still working on your affirmations. Wendy. What is that? Denise. Sending love and light. Have a blessed weekend. Thank you, Denise. We're so glad that when we accept. Thank you for the love and light. Wendy, I saw someone riding a pillion on a motorbike and someone on a horse. Excellent. That's very cool. Love to you, Linda. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back in the support group at 11 o'clock. I believe we're doing it. So I'll see you shortly, I hope. Wendy, you're so welcome. Excuse me. I'm going to let you guys go for the day. We're a little early. We've been late every day this week. We've been running overtime, so we're going to be good. I'm tired. I got to go get that caffeine. It was a beautiful, beautiful time together, and I'm so grateful to you guys for joining me today, for sharing that meditation. Charles, fan spinning blue to white, stars brought back, 4-leaf clover. That is incredible. These colors, these are colors in your chakra system, so check that out. I love when you get colors every time, Charles. That's really powerful. And the fan spinning is your chakras. They go in 2 different directions. I can't do that. I'm not multi-talented that way. But they spin like fans. So that's beautiful that you're seeing that. If there's anything else, pop it up there quickly. Otherwise, I'm going to let you get on with your Friday. We're going into the weekend. I hope that you all have beautiful plans. Do something special for yourselves. 4-leaf clover is lucky, exactly. It's also green, healing. There's a lot to do. Look up the 4-leaf clover. When I get a message like that, when I see something, I spend some time on it. What does this mean to me? Just like in a dream state, what does it mean? What is it trying to tell me? So look it up. You're welcome, Charles. Take good care of yourselves, guys. I love you so much. Thank you for coming to the playground. I will be back tomorrow morning at 9:30, God willing. Thank you so much. Be at peace. Much love to you. Take good care. Bye.